Well, the farmer was tired, the farmer was sleeping, while all of his farm hands was having a ball, till someone left the barn door open, and that's when them cows went for a walk, and the farmer shouted, "Who let them cows out?"
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen and little kids. This is Bob Kennedy coming to you for bestindependentcontractor.com. We really appreciate your participation in this grand experiment. I hope you got just a couple of minutes. I'm going to explain a couple of things. Before I start, we honestly believe, I've got some people here. You see I've got two headsets on. We're doing a conference call because some of us do this phone call thing that we call and help you save some money and get some better technology. And others of us knock on your door and help you save some money and do some better technology. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to present what we would do if you accept one of our offers. I need to start with a small, well, we call it a disclaimer. I'm going to make reference to the cable company without using their name. You'll notice that I've already used the name bestindependentcontractor.com. That's as a way of emphasizing that all the people involved are independent contractors. They're not employees of this company. There's a lot of good reasons for that, but one of the most important things for you to know is it makes it less expensive for us to be talking to you. That's a good thing, right? Then the other thing is I'm not going to mention their name, but you know who they are because that's the reason for our conversation. The other thing is that the company that I work for has a contract with this big company in Northern California and maybe a state or two besides that. In the course of doing these videos, there may be other people involved, but primarily we're dealing in Northern California right now. So if you're watching this video from China or from Texas, you might be interested in our services. I want to tell you to go ahead and communicate with us. I'll put the email address up there. I'll put a couple phone numbers up there. If you have any questions after watching the video, just give us a call. But here's the basic idea. We represent a large company that is basically has finished building a fiber optic network in your neighborhood. I don't know if you know what fiber optics means, but it's a great deal different than communicating on a wire. Fiber optics has thousands and thousands of lanes of information that are available on it that copper wires don't have, like provided by the typical telephone company or even provided by the typical cable company. If we were going to call their services by a particular word, I'd call it data transfer. And usually when I talk to people, I ask them the question, do you know what digital means? And most people nowadays do. I like the answer when people say it means it's better. But what it means is that anything that's computerized uses data as the method of communicating to a computer. It communicates pictures and words. And if you have a digital camera in your house, you notice that the digital camera works a lot better than the old days in film. If you got a digital videotape camera, you notice that it has a very small tape that records the data on the tape. And the quality of it is way, way better than what used to be broadcast quality. If you have a DVD player, you'll notice that the DVD goes into a computer, which is the DVD player, and it reads the zeros and ones, and it's a much better picture than it used to be in the days of videotape. The company that we represent in most areas now has 3 services available in your home. They are the television services that you're used to when you think of their name. They're high-speed cable internet, which operates way, way, way better and faster than anything else in history, and getting faster. And they now have digital telephone service. And what we would do if you accept our offer is we would have this company come out at either no cost or a very limited cost to you. They would disconnect the old cable or the old telephone lines that were invented in Alexander Graham Bell's day, and they would replace the telephone lines with a digital line from this company. The end result is you would be using your same telephones to get, number one, a clearer signal. Remember the digital example? It's a lot clearer signal. It's even louder for some people, which they appreciate. You might have to mute it for some other people. Then you get unlimited calling in the United States and Canada. There are no toll charges using their digital phone service. You could pick up the phone, dial your local city. Down south you could dial Guam and leave the phone off the hook all month. It wouldn't make any difference at all. There are no extra toll charges unless you call totally out of the country, not including Canada, because Canada is also free. Then because it's digital, you get 12 calling features, most of which you're not familiar with at all because they haven't been available, but some of them you are. Call forwarding, call waiting, caller ID. You can trace a call, you can track all your calls, you can screen your calls so you decide if you answer the phone or not. There's anonymous call blocking to block out those annoying marketing calls. One of the things that I really like is called conference calling. I have a son in Las Vegas and another one in San Rafael. Both of us can talk on the phone as if we were in the same room because it's a digital line. Doesn't cost anything extra. And that's the benefit that you'd get if you say yes to our offer. You also get voicemail on the phone for free. It's voicemail on the phone. You dial your own phone number, get all your messages without a machine. Or if you have internet, you can get your voice messages on the machine, on the internet. That's pretty cool, right? Well, let me go on and tell you, if you've got a different form of internet now than this cable internet, you've probably got something called dial-up internet or something called DSL. We call it high-speed dial-up because unfortunately they both call themselves high-speed. But the dial-up that comes in on your system there is way, way, way too slow. You've probably noticed how long it takes for a picture to load on your machine if you have dial-up. If you have DSL, you probably noticed it also takes a lot longer for a picture to load than it does for the words. With high-speed broadband internet provided with a fiber optic backbone, the guaranteed speed is at least twice as fast as the highest speed available from the, well, you know, the phone company. It's usually more than that. It's as many as 6 times faster. And because of the constantly improving technology, they've actually increased the speed. When you're downloading a lot of pictures or a sound file or video, it'll go up to, well, I'm going to give you a technical term, 12 megabits or 16 megabits or 18 megabits. That's 6 times faster than the fastest speed available from the other guys. They're also going to get you a bunch of free stuff, and I would encourage you to ask your representative, what's the other free stuff I get? But the most important benefit is an incredible speed. And the primary benefit today is, well, this is an example of the technology. This video is being produced for you personally because you can see it. In the old days, you had to put it up on a television station. You'd have to click and watch it. Today, this video will end up to be available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, so that after you've seen it and you want your wife to see it or your kids to see it or you want your dad to see it or whatever, you'll be able to see it. In fact, you could email it to your friends across the country. Pretty neat, huh? There's a lot more benefits, but I'm going to go on to the other thing. You may have standard cable television now. That comes in to your home on every television in the house. It uses an analog signal, and what that means is, well, it's kind of old school is what we call it. It kind of sends the picture through the wire, and then the picture loses quality as it gets to your home. It's got static in it, or snow they call it. With a digital picture, they don't send the picture, they send the data. Remember that word, digital? The digital picture is a lot clearer, the sound's a lot better. Because it's a computer, it's easier to find what's on. And then in most cases, they also have a thing called on-demand. Remember I talked about the DVD player which stores the zeros and ones? On-demand does exactly the same thing in a hard drive located at this big company's office or offices. You go on channel 1, you push the button, it's like walking into, well, you know the words, virtual video store. There's 6,000 or 8,000 programs. If you wait a couple of months, there'll be more because why erase the videos, you know what I mean? But you can push the button, watch the video at any time, fast forward, rewind, no commercials. It's really, 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 well, rather exciting. The good news is that if you decide to install these services in your home, you may pay a small amount more than you're already paying for these 3 services, or a lot of people are going to pay less money. The thing I'd like you to encourage you to do now is there's a phone number and there's an email address. If you have any questions or if somebody else referred you to this video, you now know a little bit more than you did before. You're going to want to contact them and find out the details about the offer. Because if you could save, well, $10 a month, $30 a month. The other day in one of the towns nearby, I saved somebody over $60 a month. My record is I saved one customer what would amount to in the next year $1,200 on all 3 of their services. And by the way, don't forget, the services are all better. The phone's better, the internet's better, and the television's better. How about you? You want to save some money? Give us a call or send us email. Thanks.
Who let them cows out?
Moo, 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 moo.
Who let them cows out?
Moo, 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 moo.
Who let them cows out?
Moo, 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 moo.
Who let them cows out? Well, the farmer was tired, the farmer was sleeping, while all of his farm hands was having a ball, till someone left the barn door open, and that's when them cows went for a walk, and the farmer shouted, who let them cows out? Who let them cows out? Help me get them darn cows inside, back in time for milking. Get back, bossy, bad bossy, get back, you cut chewing